any fun Patriot coach stories? We had Mickey D's in here last night, and he was telling us that Coach Scar used to, what is it, narcolepsia, where you fall asleep a little and then wakes up doing sit-ups in the middle of a coaching staff meeting.
Well rested with a sick core, bro.
But doing sick, like we already heard Ives, he falls asleep a lot. What we got, any inside fun stories, any competitions with the coaches?
Oh, we got a lot of funny stories with the coaches. We would have I can remember early on, and your guy Chatty O, he loves this story. So we would come back in from practice in the regular season, and we would basically watch film with you guys, and then we would go immediately when we were done with you guys. We would go watch with Bill.
Yeah,
and we would watch both sides. We'd watch everything, special teams, the whole thing. So by the time that was done, it was probably 7 o'clock. So then we'd go eat dinner. So we'd go in there and grab dinner, and then we'd come back into the staff room, and we'd listen to or get ready for third down or red area, whatever day it was, right? And Ernie, whose office, I know you and Ernie are close. I love Ernie too. And he would go into his office, which was right across from the staff room, and he would call his wife and describe what he just had for dinner. So every day, every night, he would say they had turkey, they had mashed potatoes, there was some broccoli, and then we had apple pie a la mode for dessert. And so we would sit there every night and listen to Ernie talk about what he had for dinner.
Ernie Bourdain rating the meal.
It was clockwork. And we would put that and Chatty O started to call our offensive staff room the general store. So we put the general store up on the door there. And no, we had there's a lot of good coach stories. I mean, I have many. So I can remember the quarterback meetings when I first got there. So that was Tom, Matt Castle, who is one of the funniest human beings of all time. Up there with Matt Light, Rich Ornberger, those three guys.
Outrageous.
I was
never
guys
funny.
You're funny.
They're funny.
Very fun. These are very funny
They're
guys.
funny guys.
Great senses of humor. And so we would meet, as you know, Bill would come in later in the week, meet with the quarterbacks, and early in the week, go over the DBs. And I think this was an early of the week meeting. And Bill would take his shoes off. And Bill, as you know, Bill didn't wear socks.
Yeah.
So and at that time, before the new, offices were set up, the quarterback meeting room was pretty small. So Bill, I would sit in the corner. I'd be stuffed in the corner. Josh was in the back, and Bill was running the clicker, and Tom was over here, and Matt was there, and Matt Gutierrez. Remember those guys? Goot, Kevin O'Connell. And so I remember this one meeting, and Matt Castle was like, "What is that smell? What is that smell?" And nobody says anything, and we're all like, Matt Castle
didn't give a fuck.
He was the very funny guy who didn't care about making anyone uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Actually, he looked for it. He looked to make you.
He loved it. He loved making you. And so he was like, no, seriously, what is that? Bill, is that your feet? And Bill, I'll never forget this. Bill looked at him and goes, "Castle, just shut the fuck up." And I was like,
we've all had it.
I was like, it was like my first year there. And I'm like, I cannot believe I'm witnessing this right now. But as time went on, you could believe it because, you spent, the thing is, I tell everybody because people love my Patriot stories and I'm sure they love yours, but you spend so much time together in pro football, especially in New England.
Yeah.
You're always together. I mean, it's rare, especially pre-2011, before the new CBA. You guys
double days,
all those things.
Yeah.
Training camp, the season's long. You're a good team. You're going to the Super Bowl. You're going to the play. So it's not all just hey, on this play you're doing this. It's a lot of you got to have humor, and if you don't have humor and you don't have the ability to laugh at yourself, you'd never make it.
I've pitched it around so many times. The community, an office style show for the equipment room or an NFL football team. You know what I mean? The equipment room guys, the training room guys, the coaches. There's these little communities, and like he said, like Billy O said, we're always together for so long. You have to find the funny moments to help you get through the process because it's fucking long, but there's so many funny things and the camaraderie that you get to go.
And when at Brady's retirement, Tom's retirement thing that everybody was at, you guys were there. The thing that I was reminded of there, and I tell this to people at BC all the time now, it was really, look, we had Tom, we had Julian, we had Moss, we had Rodney Harrison, Mike Vrabel, all these great players, Will Ford, you could name them all, right? all these unbelievable players, but they were also like great people. It's about the people and the work ethic and the intelligence and the ability to be a great teammate and the humor. And and that included the video staff and the training staff,
everyone,
and the equipment staff. There was just
Teddy Jared, shout out.
And Bill put all those people together. He really did. He put all those people together during those years, and I'm just a firm believer in that. If you get the right people together, you got a chance to win. You know,
that was a fun reminder.
Yeah.
The Tom event. You know, just seeing everyone, because you see guys, and I'll come back and see, you know, Teddy, Jared, Jimmy, and all everyone in the building. But to see everyone in the same area, you haven't done that in a very long time, and it felt like home again, and it felt comfortable, and it was all, you know, it was fun to celebrate Tom.
No doubt.